Tox is the person I would expect to be trying to use Lightning Gun more than his opponents, and he had nowhere near the usage, so it just, again, it's testament to the way in which raisy manipulated that map to his advantage.
Now, this is going to be quite an interesting one. Tox is going to be a blood run for the final map of the day. raisy with a more traditional pick with the Ranger. We've seen so many wonderful things the Orb brings to the table on a map like this, but the Slash, you don't get to see Slash picked all the time on this map, and it is Tox's star champion, so we'll see if this is what it takes to get that final map win that he needs just to make it 2-1.
I mean, Slash is an unusual pick on this map. Ultimately, it's a comfort pick. Tox will pick Slash on any map he can, but it is still good on this map. A, because you can close distances particularly well. Yes, there are split levels, but the way in which Tox plays his map is he likes to control... He traditionally likes to control the lower mid-level around the Mega, and so using Slash through those corridors is actually a very effective way to get in and out, to steal the Mega quite safely. So it definitely has its uses. Obviously, the mid-level split around the around the heavy armor area does pose some challenges, but it still can be used in and around there to get in and out quickly.
Tox has spent a full-on 60 seconds near power-up room just to try and get some information. He's given up full control for that, though. But now it's time to venture back out, because he knows that the next rotation of items has come into play. It is going to be in the favor of raisy, who's looking to put this chokehold on. And the next objective is going to be Mega, but of course, raisy is faster and able to beat him to the punch once again. The thing about Tox here is, if he can just get his hands on a rail, and he can hit those long-range shots, take away some of that massive stack, and then use this mobility to be really hard to chase down, he can kind of take a fight when he wants to take a fight. If he can get the stack down to the point where he's comfortable, and then the mobility is like, right, I'm going to go in now. We have seen him do stuff like that before. He's had some wild blood runs in the past, especially in Stage 2, actually.
But he does have no rail and no lightning gun to work with, so Stage 1 is trying to get out of this light armor area, because if raisy actually pushes in, Tox has very little to work with. 4 rockets remaining. He's not even got a lot of ammo. There is a box there for him to pick up, which he does do.
But in many ways, that's all he got. And now, yeah, Plasma Trail. I want a weapon! Damn it! Give it to me. He knows he's made tons of noise, but he's at least put himself in position for the heavy. Not going to push for it, because it's so likely that raisy's going to go in. And now, after 2 minutes, drops down anyway. And that's a lot of time gone to concede a 0-1 situation here for raisy, as now he's got full control. He, on the contrary, has all the weapons he could ever want.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put it past raisy to try and protect that rail area. He does have to be forced out, so Tox now does have a rail, finally, which is the one thing he's been trying to get for so long. It's probably the most important weapon to have on the defensive here, obviously apart from rockets.
And now Tox is just looking to take some of this combat. Doesn't want to get bullied away for an entire map. The problem is, raisy has established so much control and so much of the stack through it that he can really be as pushy as he wants to be, really. The light armor was there, so raisy had no reason to shy away from the fight. Tox kind of overstaying his welcome there.
A little bit.
And it seems to be, no, when Tox isn't quite on his highest form, that element of maybe greed, sitting around and sticking around a little bit too long, that does kind of seep through when Tox isn't quite playing the way we love to see.
Tox now has managed to get raisy into a position where he is extremely low and dead.
Perfect. And that's it. When Tox hits those rails, it's insane how quickly he can turn the tables. And he's got himself a massive stack too. He needs to get 2 more frags though to even things up here. He's now going to go around the corner, taking the fight. Dire Orb doesn't quite hit its mark, but the nails certainly do. That certainly doesn't tickle.
Definitely not. At least not a pleasant one. Nice rail.
Yeah, it's a good rail in vain because of the on-hit cooldown there. Doesn't really matter whether you hit the shot or not, you're still going to be a sitting duck. Tox now 2-3, and he's got wonderful control, actually. Wasn't shy being patient, and now he's speeding around corners. raisy kind of caught blindsided just a little bit. Some free damage here for Tox, who's now going to crouch slide all the way.
But this is, you can see the power of the Slash here. The fact is he can get into these aggressive positions so quickly, faster than any other champion in the game.
That was a shame though. Tox, he had the perfect play, like that crisp crouch slide movement gave an angle that maybe raisy wasn't half actually ready for, because when he was going around that jump pad, if he just had a rail out, that would have been a free uncontested rail shot. 0% chance Tox was going to miss that. He just had the wrong weapon out, he was caught swapping. It looks like maybe that was a misclick, or either way, not that it matters anymore.
Yeah, what Slash does, it makes you so uncomfortable. You can't get into a position where you feel confident that you're not under a pressure. So it really changes the dynamics of this Blood Run.
Minimal damage on the rockets, and that's actually kind of dangerous there for Tox. He has got some of the health to retreat back to. Remember, this is a slightly different Blood Run to what we remembered about, in the recent patch, where there's less resources in this room. You can't quite set up shop the way you could before.
No, might see Tox slow it down a little bit, but because he does have the weaponry, he does feel more confident in the first minute or two to push out. But nevertheless, he doesn't have a stack. The items are split. Enough for Ranger to capitalize on both. Heavy is up next. Tox did hear the timing, however. And Raisy's in there just in time.
Tox is at this point back to the kind of classic strat. We need to get some long-range rails first. Looking at the fact that Raisy has a really big stack to work with. But if a close-range fight breaks out now, yeah, it's not one that Toxic would be crazy comfortable with, but he's still actually going to take it, and he gets the rail! Raisy clipped in the last second. What a fight here from Tox.
Don't think Tox knows when the heavy, when the Mega is, but he does know when the heavy is, which is now, and he's going to catch Raisy with great tracking up top. Should be able to guess just about his coming up.
That was a perfect play, and the reward. Some of the highest rewards you can possibly ask for. Full control. Both major pickups are going to get taken now. And Tox, I think he smells blood. He's trying to get at least a little bit more, but he has to retreat back, taking a little bit more damage than he's comfortable with. But if he gets some good LG, which he can there, Raisy falls down again. 6 frags to 3 here. And that clock is ticking. If Tox kind of just maintains this momentum, there's a good chance he could take this map. A late teleport. A little bit vulnerable. Swap to the rail. And if he missed that rail, that super shotgun was going to paste him.
We can see Tox feeling it now. This is more like the confident Tox we all know. Because zipping in, zipping out, small little flick rails. Raisy doing a little bit of damage there with Tox mix. Does miss back-to-back rails, nevertheless. Has enough time to back off, pick up some light armor, some health, get back to a fighting position.
It has been a fantastic game for Tox so far, and the crouch slide has been a major part of that.
Definitely.
Just the ability to get in and out and spring these fights in a time that Raisy might not be as ready for. But
and I would say that if Tox actually had a traditional champion on this map, he probably would be winning it. As you rightly point out, the crouch slide has been the one defining factor that separated these two so far. Raisy not having the answer to Tox's aggression.
we have to think of the extra element. Like, this is Blood Run. This is a notoriously defensive map where should you have a lead, and there's a reason Tox is happy to kind of just sit here now and just play the ranged game. He has the speed, and that's a great opening rocket, actually, for Raisy. Somewhat of an opportunity. But look, if Raisy's trying to now chase Tox for 2 minutes, how is he realistically going to catch a slash that is 5 million times faster than he is?
5 million?
5 million.
That's quite fast.
No more, no less. Teleport with the SSG. Damn.
I think he found a way to skip 5 million units.
He was more than 5 million. But it is an opening. Yeah, it's an opportunity to get a whole bunch of control with the stack here. But Tox, he's got no armor. So that's, if he gets hit by a rail, he's going to have to sweat a little bit. The point is, 1.5 minutes. Tox doesn't really need to. The dire orb is going to get popped here. Can't quite chase down the plasma trail. Tox isn't going to be nice and predictable with his movement. He's just going to sit down there. Because this is time wasted. Raisy, he's got to make a choice now. And he actually decides to stick to his guns, and he stands up there. He knows that Toxic has less patience than he does.
I mean, Tox could have just waited that out. Raisy had already used the dire orb, so he could pull an Avec and kind of double... I don't know, you know.
If we saw that twice in one day, I'd have lost it.
So a little bit of a naivety from Tox, but nevertheless, 2 frags with a minute to go is a big lead, but also achievable.
Raisy just needs to get a perfect fight.
And he does.
And before I can even finish my sentence, he gets just that.
And a perfect frag!
Perfect spawn!
No!
Oh no, Tox, mate! That's unfortunate right there. Is Raisy going to use this?
Slay, son.
Oh, just...
all that hard work.
Everything's coming up Millhouse in the final 30 seconds of this game right here. Tox has a lot of HP, actually.
Yeah,
so there is an element to make it work. The question is, what else has he got to use here? Raisy's just going to try and get a stack. If he catches him around the corner here, this could be it. He just needs to wait 10 seconds. We are going into sudden death. This is absolutely going to be a one more frag situation, but Raisy needs to make sure he's got the orb. He can't be caught without it.
No, Raisy's perfectly fine, so just wait for that. He knows when the heavy is, so he's going to pop through and fire his orb and steal it away. But is he going to die? He is!
Oh no! Oh, Tox, he didn't stay! Tox did not stay! He may live to regret that one, as it's letting raisy disengage, and there's plenty of it, but wait a minute, Tox.
He knows.
He knows. I know you're going to run in here, but I'm Slash, I'm fast. Do you have any idea how fast I am?
Back. Oh, Raisy is such a lucky guy to get out of there.
By all means, Tox. I think he was just trying to play it safe. He did not want to give raisy an opportunity to just get that one rocket that starts everything, because a lot of these recent frags came down to a rocket starting disaster for him. But now, ooh, that might be the rail, and this might be game over. He just needs to hit the one final shot. Raisy, does he use the orb to escape?
Yeah.
Surely he has to use the orb, but it's the only way he's surviving that fight.
Tox has got him absolutely cornered. He's going to have to pick up this last 2 items, and I don't imagine he'll be waiting around for long.
Now, this is where the brain of raisy might come out. He is so known for being one of the smartest players in the scene to really make a mountain out of a molehill when he's far behind. Now, this is going to be quite a test.
Oh my
is he going to have a chance
rails?
to? Because Tox is on the warpath right here. He knows he goes for the rail. He expects him to be left, but he pulls the other side. Raisy, confidence. I cannot believe it.
A full rocket is the only reason right now that Tox isn't going in.
Tri-bolt.
Raisy is back into this room.
Dire Orb's back, though, ZSX. He has an opportunity.
No!
Oh no! It's
He's
falling
so
apart!
low!
It's falling apart, and Tox! No! Oh.
That was painful.
But raisy coming in with the clutch. Like, that is why raisy is world famous. He's the God Slayer. He has the brain, the clutch factor. He just thinks